راكعا دون الأنام سوى علي. أبا تراب إن آدم من تراب يا علي. إنا رضيناك الخليفة بعد طه يا علي. صرنا الروافد مذ رفضنا حب غيرك يا علي. عابوا علينا قولنا في كل شيء يا علي. لم يجهلوا أن الإله يريد ذكرك يا علي. حتى النبي محمد صلى الله عليه مذاق نادى يا علي. مهما أقول فعاجز عن وصف حسنك يا علي. أي البيان يبين سر حروف اسمك يا علي. والعين عين السر سر الذات ذاتك يا علي. واللام لنفي لن تراني ذاك شأنك يا علي. واليا يد الله المفيضة بالعطايا يا علي. مفتاح باب إجابة الدعوات ندبة يا علي. سنظل حتى آخر الأنفاس نهتف يا علي يا علي يا علي. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأجل فرج. ما شاء الله الحمد لله.
I'd like to request Brother Abbas Zaidi to come and recite some Urdu poetry with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Jazakallah. Just a very short manqabat about Imam Ali. It's actually an answer. Somebody questioned a poet that why you always have some kind of taunting words about a certain personality of Shaykhin, while they were as brave, as accomplishing as Ali and anybody else. So there was just a small takrar, we say in Urdu. ایک صاحب مجھ سے بولے طنز کیوں کرتے ہیں آپ. ایک صاحب مجھ سے بولے طنز کیوں کرتے ہیں آپ. بزدلی کا رنگ ہر تصویر میں بھرتے ہیں آپ. ایک صاحب مجھ سے بولے طنز کیوں کرتے ہیں آپ. جنگ خیبر سے جو بھاگے صاحب مقدور تھے. جنگ خیبر سے جو بھاگے صاحب مقدور تھے. تھے بہادر بد ذرا حالات سے مجبور تھے. تھے بہادر بد ذرا حالات سے مجبور تھے. باب خیبر توڑنا ایک کچا دھاگا تھا انہیں. باب حیدر توڑنا ایک کچا دھاگا تھا انہیں. وہ نہیں بھاگے تھے گھوڑا لے کے بھاگا تھا انہیں. وہ نہیں بھاگے تھے گھوڑا لے کے بھاگا تھا انہیں. میں نے بولا ان سے ہنس کر ٹھیک کہتے ہیں جناب. میں نے بولا ان سے ہنس کر ٹھیک کہتے ہیں جناب. ہاں مگر ایک بات کا دے دیجئے مجھ کو جواب. ہاں مگر ایک بات کا دے دیجئے مجھ کو جواب. روک سکتا تھا نہ جو ایک اسب بے ہنگام کو. روک سکتا تھا نہ جو ایک اسب بے ہنگام کو، کیا سنبھالے گا نظام امت اسلام کو، کیا سنبھالے گا نظام امت اسلام کو. صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. عجل فرج عجل.
I'd like to request Brother Zamil to come and recite some poetry. Please recite a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. عجل فرج. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
نعرہ حیدری،
یا علی،
نعرہ حیدری،
یا علی.
حبیب خدا ختم الانبیاء بلند کر صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الحمد للہ رب العالمین، الحمد للہ رب العالمین، الحمد للہ رب العالمین، الحمد للہ الذی جعل لنا من المنتقین بولایت سلطان اولیاء، شکن گزار منبر سلومی، سرور مطلبی، ابن ام نبی، درخ العطا، مہرج برج انما، شہر سوار لافتہ، پیشوائے انبیاء، عروات الوسقی، کلمات الحسنى، سید الاوصیاء، عماد الاسفیاء، رکن الاولیاء، آیت اللہ عظمیٰ، خیر المومنین، امام المتقین، اول العابدین، ازہد الزاہدین، زین الموحدین، حبل اللہ متقین، لنگر و آسمان و زمین، وجہ اللہ، عین اللہ، نور اللہ، سر اللہ، اذن اللہ، روح اللہ، باب اللہ، سیف اللہ، عبد اللہ، اسد اللہ غالب، آغا جانم علی ابن ابی طالب مبارک. اللہم صل علی محمد وآل
محمد.
علی امام من است و منم غلام علی، علی امام من است و منم غلام علی، علی امام من است و منم غلام علی. ہزار جانیں گرامی فدائے نام علی، ہزار جانیں گرامی فدائے نام علی، علی امام من است و منم غلام علی، علی امام من است و منم غلام علی. ایک شعر آپ لوگوں کی سماعتوں کی نظر، بیدم وارسی کا شعر ہے. بیدم یہی تو پانچ ہیں مقصود کائنات، بیدم یہی تو پانچ ہیں مقصود کائنات، خیر النساء حسن و حسین مصطفیٰ علی، بیدم یہی تو پانچ ہیں مقصود کائنات. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ایک کلام آپ لوگوں کی پیشوں کی نظر. نہ بھول کر بھی کبھی تم کسی کی بات کرو، نہ بھول کر بھی کبھی تم کسی کی بات کرو، علی کا ذکر کرو بس، علی کی بات کرو، نہ بھول کر بھی کبھی تم کسی کی بات کرو، کسی کا نفس کسی کا وسیع کسی کا خدا، کسی کا نفس کسی کا وسیع کسی کا خدا، یہ سب صفات ہوں جس میں اسی کی بات کرو، علی کا ذکر کرو بس، علی کی بات کرو، نہ بھول کر بھی ہے وقت نزا کا بالی بے آئے ہیں مولا، ہے وقت نزا کا بالی بے آئے ہیں مولا، کہاں کی موت بس اب زندگی کی بات کرو، کہاں کی موت بس اب زندگی کی بات کرو، علی کا ذکر کرو بس، علی کی بات کرو، نہ بھول کر بھی فرشتوں کیسا سوالو جواب تربت میں، فرشتوں کیسا سوالو جواب تربت میں، اب آ گئے ہو تو بیٹھو علی کی بات کرو، اب آ گئے اب آ گئے ہو تو بیٹھو علی کی بات کرو، نہ بھول کر بھی کبھی تم کسی کی بات کرو، سر نیاز جھکا دو علی کے قدموں پر، سر نیاز جھکا دو علی کے قدموں پر، غرور ناز سے پھر زندگی کی بات کرو، علی کا ذکر کرو بس، علی کی بات کرو، نہ بھول کر بھی کبھی تم کسی کی بات کرو، نہ بھول کر Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali
Before I request Maulana to come to the member. Since we are all gathered here today for this beautiful day, I just want to give the community an update. So Maulana, if I have your permission for just a few minutes, I just want to bring the community up to date on what projects we have completed and where we are going. So Alhamdulillah, we have been able to finish the phase 1 or first phase of our improvement projects or City of Mesa code compliance requirements. There were 3 categories of requirements. There was building safety, fire safety, and ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act requirements. And Alhamdulillah, we were able to do all of those. For example, on the building safety side, as you guys know, we have this men's hall and we have the basement underneath. So they required us to strengthen the ceiling of the basement or the floor of the men's hall. We did that. You see all these smoke detectors and these lights, fire alarm lights. So we have now a monitored fire alarm system throughout the building. So each one of these sensors is monitored, and any sensors going off actually sends an alarm to the fire station. So we have a monitored fire alarm system installed. You have noticed the metal doors with the panic hardware on them. These are again fire safety requirements. You see these exit lights that we have been, the exit lighting that has been installed, some emergency lighting that you see. The emergency lighting will come on in case of loss of power, and exit lighting is always on. It's supposed to be on and indicating where the exits are. All of that work was done. ADA compliant bathroom was upgraded. You see the wheelchair ramps that have been put in front of in the front door and the back patio. So those wheelchair ramps were installed. So Alhamdulillah, we did all of that, and the city of Mesa finally came and did several inspections along the way, and we were able to get the certificate of occupancy. So Alhamdulillah, we got that, and we could not have gotten here without your support, your donations, your time, your effort. We spent approximately on all these things with fire alarm systems and all these improvements, about, I would say, roughly $60,000 of our money, your money, this community's money. We think, and the city thinks, it is money well spent. They gave us this certificate of occupancy. This building did not have it, and the city was been asking prior owners of this building before we bought it, and they never got it to this point. And then when we bought it, we said we committed to the city, and it was a commitment to the community that we must make the building safe, we must make the building fire safe, we must make the building ADA compliant. This is for our community. So Alhamdulillah, we were able to reach this milestone. Now we're going to continue with phase 2 of this our project improvement project. As you guys all see and observe, our parking lot is basically not a parking lot. We and the city wanted us to do this fire safety, ADA compliance first, and once that is now done, they will now allow us to proceed with the parking lot improvement project. So Alhamdulillah, we are making progress with that with the city. We are going for permits and applications and things like that. We will need funds for that project. We first started parking lot 2 years ago, and the city forced us to do these other things. So cost has gone up. So right now we roughly think that for the parking lot project, which is the front center and west side of the building, in the front we'll have a parking lot and new driveway and everything, will cost around $70,000. And inshallah we will get there. So we need your support. We need the community to reach into their pockets and help us continue on this path of improvement of this building. This is the house of Allah, And I say to all my friends, the members of the board and all the community that Alhamdulillah, we take care of our own homes, our own families, our own lives so well. So we should make the same effort to take care of this house of Allah that we have bought, and this is for the house. This is the house of Allah where we take the name of Allah and the name of Ahlul Bayt, Alaihimus Salam. So we should do the same that we do for our own homes. When we take the best of the best for our homes and our families, this is Allah's house. We should do the same. So I trust the community to support us in this project, inshallah, and we will continue and we'll keep on giving you updates. So hopefully in the next month or so, we might be able to get permits. City takes its time to do some of these things, but we are working with the city. We have engaged an architect and a civil engineer again. We have drawings done, plans done for the parking lot. So inshallah, we'll continue with that. I will give you more updates in the next programs when we get together again. But again, I'd like to thank the community for us to have get to the phase 1 completion with the certificate of occupancy. With that, I'd like to request Maulana Hussain Waljee to come to the minbar. He has been a great source of guidance, and his wisdom, his experience, and his heart is in this community. A lot of the work that we got done resulted because of his guidance and his wisdom and his experience. So I really thank him for this, and his heart is here. That's why he comes to us again and again. He leaves his family and he comes here for these special occasions for us to be with us. We really appreciate it. We really would like to thank Maulana for his love for this community, and I hope that Maulana would move here at least part of the year, if not the entire year. So he's from Minnesota, so as we have I think a good case to make here for at least the winter time, where Minnesota is really cold. Arizona is beautiful, so please come and be amongst us for some longer periods of time. Now I'd like to request Maulana to come to the minbar with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
One more salawat in the name of our 12th Imam Sahib al-Asri wal-Zaman.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Dil mein Ali Ali rahe lab par Ali Ali. Dil mein Ali Ali rahe lab par Ali Ali. कहते थे मुश्किलों में, कहते थे मुश्किलों में पैगंबर अली अली. दिल में अली अली रहे लब पर अली अली. बिस्तर मिला रसूल का तेरे खुदा मिली. बेटी थी जो रसूल की वो सैयदा मिली. ताकत अली को हक से और हक से सिवा मिली. दो उंगलियों पे खैबर, दो उंगलियों पे खैबर कहता था अली अली. दिल में अली अली रहे लब पर अली अली. हैदर के पास नफ्स से پیمبر کی ہے سند حیدر کے پاس قاتل انتر کی ہے سند حیدر کے پاس ساقی کوثر کی ہے سند کہتا ہے جبرائیل بھی کہتا ہے جبرائیل بھی شہ پر علی علی دل میں علی علی رہے لب پر علی علی بدر و حنین خیبر و خندق گواہ ہے تنہا یہ اپنی ذات میں اپنی سپاہ ہے عین خدا یہی شریعت پناہ ہے حکم خدا سے آئے تھے حکم خدا سے آئے تھے حق پر علی علی دل میں علی علی رہے رب پر علی 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 حیدر وہی جو موت کے پنجے کو موڑ دے حیدر وہی جو سن سے یہ کہ پانی نچوڑ دے حیدر وہی جو قلعہ خیبر کو توڑ دے حکم خدا کے دین کا حکم خدا کے دین کا رہبر علی علی دل میں علی علی رہے لب پر علی علی وہ باب علم ہے وہی مولا کائنات دیوار کعبہ کرتی ہے اب تک علی کی بات اسلام کہہ رہا ہے کہ یہ چراغ حیات کہتے ہیں آفتاب کہتے ہیں آفتاب پلٹ کر علی علی دل میں علی علی رہے رب پر علی علی دیوار نے حرم کی نیا در انہیں ملا ہجرت کے شب رسول کا بستر انہیں ملا چوکھٹ تھا کبریا کا وہی گھر انہیں ملا عرش بری پہ کہتا ہے عرش بری پہ کہتا ہے کوثر علی علی دل میں علی علی رہے لب پر علی علی
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد
رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة Please recite Dua Shifa for many of our members or families of our members who are not feeling well here as well as in other parts of the world, and may Allah give courage to those families of those 50 people who were slaughtered and killed basically in New Zealand. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that bihaqqi this dua, keep our community here and elsewhere with all the safeties that are needed. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. 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 عما يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله وبالله وصلى الله على محمد وآله وأفوض أمري إلى الله. إن الله بصير بالعباد. الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية أمير المؤمنين والأئمة عليه السلام.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل وسلم وزد وبارك على السيد المطهر والإمام المزفر والشجاع الغضنفر أبي شبير وشبر وقالئ باب خيبر قاسم تبع وسكر العنزي المتين الأشرف المكين الأشجع المتين الآرف المبين وناصر المعين ولي الدين الوالي الولي السيد الرضي الإمام الوسي الحاكم بالنسل جلي المخلصي الصفي المدفون بالغريب ليس بني طالب مظاهر الغرائب ومظهر الأجائب ومفرق القطائب والشحاب الساكب والحزب الصالب ونقطة دائرة المطالب أسد الله الغالب غالب كل غالب ومطلوب كل طالب إمام المشرق والمغرب مولانا ومولى الثقلين الإمام بالحق أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام. صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
وإمام المتقي أبي الحسنين علي بن أبي طالب عليه السلام. الصلاة والسلام عليك وعلى ذريتك يا أبا الحسن يا علي بن أبي طالب يا أمير المؤمنين يا أخ الرسول يا زوج البتول يا أبي السبتين يا حجة الله على خلقه ويا سيدنا ومولانا إنا توجهنا واستشفعنا وتوسلنا بك إلى الله وقدمناك بين يدي حاجاتنا يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله يا وجيها عند الله اشفع لنا عند الله صلوات
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Tonight we have gathered here to celebrate the birth of our Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Imam's life, of course, was a very remarkable life. There is no person on this earth after the Holy Prophet that have portrayed as the best of human justice. If you look at Imam's life, Hazrat Abu Talib
محمد وآل محمد.
and Janab Fatima bint Asad, these two personalities, what was their faith? Islam came later. The question can be asked, what was their faith when Imam alayhi salam was born? These were people who had belief in what is known as the people who believed in Hazrat Ibrahim and the prophets. They were known as Hanifs. Hanifs are those people who had absolute belief in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and all of his prophets. And when Janab Fatima binti Asad got pregnant and was expecting Maulai Kainat, she goes around the Holy Kaaba. She does a tawaf. And then while doing that tawaf, she raises her hand to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Ya Allah.
And she said, Ya Allah, help me with the ease of having to deliver this baby today. As soon as she made that dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opened a door. Not the door that everybody goes through today, but a special door in Kaaba. A special door opened, and the crack opened, and Janab Fatima binti Asad walked into the Holy Kaaba. The question is that Holy Kaaba itself has been brought down since the birth of Maulai Kainat. That wall that you see there is not just the wall that was there from the very beginning. Because even during the time of Yazid, parts of the Holy Kaaba were destroyed. But in spite of that, when Allah wants to keep the sign of his believer, and being a believer like Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, he has kept that mark on that wall until today.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
They ask us, where is the miracle? Just the other day there was a WhatsApp, right? And they were showing that they were trying to clean that corner. They were cleaning that corner. Even till today, they have not been able to do anything with that crack. But then they ask us, why are you believing in Amirul Mu'mineen so much? When the signs are there. And these signs, when Janab Fatima enters that Kaaba, it shuts off. There is no access for anybody. There were no nurses there. There was nobody there. She was all by herself inside that holy Kaaba. Can you imagine being all by yourself within the four walls of a house even for a woman to give birth to a baby?
Allahu Akbar.
But this was Fatima bint Asad. She was inside that four walls. Nobody had access. And in that environment, she gives the birth of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. He is born in the masjid of Holy Kaaba. He died also in the masjid al-Kufa. He is the man between the two most important masajids on the face of this earth. And nobody can claim that today. Nobody. Many people have tried. They have come up with many, many different stories. But nothing beats Ali ibn Abi Talib. And when Janab Fatima bint Asad stayed in that room for 3 days, she comes out. The first person to receive her is none other than our holy Prophet, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She comes out with the baby, and the holy Prophet immediately takes the baby in his hands. And then he had a morsel of food in his mouth, the Prophet's mouth. He takes a piece of it and places it into the mouth of Ali ibn Abi Talib.
Allahu Akbar.
Here, Nabuwat and Imamat came together with a morsel of food. This is how the Holy Prophet brings them together. And then he tells, at that moment, the Holy Prophet tells the Holy Imam Ali alayhi salam's family, Abu Talib, he says, why don't you give us your children so that we can look after them? Because Hazrat Abu Talib was not in the best of financial situation there. So he was asked by the Holy Prophet. And the Holy Prophet said, so which of my sons you will be able to take care of? And the Holy Prophet said, Ali ibn Abi Talib. I will take care of you. In other words, just the way Abu Talib took care of Ali ibn Abi Talib, of the Holy Prophet, here now the Prophet is saying, I will take care of Ali. It was reciprocal. You understand? And at that moment, Ali ibn Abi Talib became a person who was under the custody of our Holy Prophet. How old was the Holy Prophet when Imam Ali alayhi salam was born? He was 30 years of age. The Holy Prophet was 30. When the Holy Prophet declared his prophethood, Imam Ali was only 10 years of age. I'm giving you this age so that you understand, because sometimes these are the pieces we don't have in our mind. We think that he was just as old as the Holy Prophet, or maybe 10 years younger than him. But no, the difference was 30 years. And so when he was 10 years old, he was on the road towards doing tabligh of Islam. He had already started that. In that 10 years, this young man who recited today, recited very well. Let's give him a big salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Why? Because he mentions a companion, Ammar Yasir, he converted. Bilal converted. Then came one of the most important personalities who converted was Abu Zar Ghaffari. Abu Zar Ghaffari came from a tribe of Ghaffaris. This tribe was known as today in this country we would call them gangsters. They were the gangsters of that time, Ghaffari family. This whole entire tribe. They were known as the highway thieves because they used to loot just about everybody on the road. Abu Zar came from this tribe. But while he was growing, he was observing his community because they were idol worshippers. And he was wondering and thinking, should I continue to remain in this faith? Or should I move from this faith? So what does he do? One day, he's sitting and he watches a tribesman. He brings milk. He keeps it in front of this idol. And now Abu Zar is sitting and watching what is going to happen to that milk. A fox came by and drank all that milk. And after drinking the milk, he urinated on that idol.
Alhamdulillah.
So that's what foxes do. So he urinates, and Abu Zar looks at it and he says, that God that cannot protect itself from a urine of a fox, what can he do to protect me?
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
That changed his mind forever. He said, I am leaving. And he goes towards Mecca. He goes towards the Holy Kaaba. He's doing the tawaf of the Holy Kaaba. And he's looking for the Holy Prophet. He was looking for him. He says, if I can see him, I want to meet him. But people knew that he was from the tribe of Ghaffaris. They were very, very scared of him. They knew that we cannot mess around with this man. But Abu Zar was going around confused. He was not a Muslim, but he was still going around the Holy Kaaba, trying to find the Holy Prophet. And a young boy at the age of 13 approaches him.
Imam Ali.
And he said, you look confused. And Abu Zar said, yes, I am. He said, who are you looking for? He said, I'm looking for Muhammad.
Allahumma salli.
He said, well, then let me take you to him. And Abu Zar said, he looks at him, he says, 13-year-old. He says, who are you? He said, I'm Ali.
Ya Ali.
I'm the son of Abu Talib.
Allahumma
He said, yes, I understand that, but you will take me to the Prophet? And he said, yes, I will take you to the Prophet. Come along. He goes to the Holy Prophet. Abu Zar and the Holy Prophet are sitting together and they only talked. History says it wasn't for hours. It was just a few 10, 15 minutes that they talked and Abu Zar accepted Islam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
But Abu Zar the Holy Prophet tells Abu Zar one thing. He says, Abu Zar, times are tense. We think of Islamophobia today. Islamophobia was even there. There were those who were enemies of Islam. And they were among the Imams of the time. It was not an easy time. So the Holy Prophet tells Abu Zar, he says, Abu Zar, now keep quiet and go back home. Go back to your tribe and do the best to spread Islam. What does Abu Zar do? Abu Zar goes to the footsteps of the Holy Kaaba. He stands on the footsteps and he says, I am Abu Zar. I have accepted Islam.
Allahumma salli.
Now these people, many of these people were enemies. At that time, the uncle of Imam Ali comes forward, Abbas, and he convinces the people. He said, please, because they knew that they would go after him, because he said openly like that he was a Muslim, that he accepted Islam. So Abbas takes him back to the Holy Prophet. And the Holy Prophet said, Abu Zar, I told you, don't make it public. You don't need to. Just go back home. And he said, I can't help it. I can't help it, because the passion that I have for you and the religion is so much now that I cannot keep quiet. So the Holy Prophet said, fine, now go. He goes back to the footsteps of the Holy Kaaba. He stands there. And he said, listen, I am Abu Dhar Ghaffari now. He's telling them, I am Ghaffari. I have accepted Islam now. And Muhammad is my prophet. Again, Abbas had to convince him and take him back. If we look at history, we find that Maulai Kainat took a part at the tender age, trying to bring as many people as possible towards Islam. And he brought among the best of companions of the Holy Prophet. He brought the best of them. But one of the most unique things that happens is that at the age of 23, the wars start. And the wars today, if you tell the youngsters, you see those of us who speak Urdu, our Maulanas used to talk about Jang-e Khaybar and Jang-e Ohad and all these jungs. But today's child will tell you, so what's in it there for me? What is this, all this fight you're talking about? What is it going to give to me? The problem is we don't know. If you look into in-depth of these wars, there are so many lessons for us to learn. That is what Hazrat Amirul Mu'mineen was trying to tell the Muslim Ummah. Yes, the wars were there, but look at the quality, the ethics, the morals of the people, the way they used to fight. And that is what Imam Ali salam was trying to convey to the people. He said, the war is there, but look at it, who is in the war? Just as you saw in Karbala, there were those who were towards Haqq and those who were towards Batil. These wars were showing the Muslims who are truthful and who are not truthful.
Bishop.
You understand? That is what these wars were showing. And so here, you look at Amr bin Abdawad in the war of Khandaq. This was a war that when Imam Ali alayhi salam, because Amr announced, in those days and even during the time of Karbala, the wars were not the way we see these wars today. The wars there was fought one-on-one. They were not fought that the whole army would go against each other. No. Even in Karbala, each of the martyrs was fighting and there was one-to-one wars going on. So here is Imam Ali alayhi salam, and he's standing in front of Amr bin Abdawad, and he said, Amr says, who are you? He says, I am Ali, the son of Abu Talib. He said, oh, Abu Talib. Abu Talib is my friend. Go away. Go away from here. And Imam Ali said, no, I will kill you. And I have come to kill you. Because you are an enemy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Ya Allah.
You, my father and your father could be good relationship. But I have no relationship with anyone who is the enemy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Allahu Akbar.
And Amr ibn Abdawad now gets ready. He gets ready to fight Maulai Kainat. You know, Rumi has said a quote which is so beautiful. He said that in bravery, you are the lion of your Lord.
Ya Allah.
He says to Imam Ali. He says, in bravery, you are the lion of your Lord. but in generosity, who knows who you are? This is Ali ibn Abi Talib. So he stands and the war starts. Now when the war started, because they were fighting in the desert and there was a lot of dust, so the dust had covered all the way around them and they were fighting. People could not see what was happening. Suddenly, they saw Imam Ali come out away from that cloud of dust, and he paused for a minute. And then he went back again. After a few minutes, Imam Ali comes out of there. This time when he comes out, he says, Allahu Akbar. People were confused. So they approached him. They said, Ya Ali, we saw you. You were in the war. Two of you are fighting. But in the middle of it, you came out and you paused for a minute. And then when you went back again, he said, listen, and this is a lesson for us, that when someone is angry with you, Imam Ali alayhi salam is teaching us that when someone is angry with you, keep quiet. Be patient. You don't have to reply back to him right away. Just keep calm. Today, how many homes, our own homes, are breaking? It is breaking at a faster rate than at any other time. You know why? Anger plays a big part. And what kind of anger? That when the poor girl comes to you and says, I want a divorce, he says, no, I won't give you. There are women in our community that haven't been divorced for 10, 15 years now because the husband has refused. And no, there are good rules out there that we can get her out of it. It can be done. But this shows you that what that anger, because the moment you start that discussion, it is anger on both sides. And Imam Ali alayhi salam is saying, when somebody is angry, keep quiet. Allah will guide you at that moment. Imam is saying, why? Because he said, the reason I came out and I paused is because Amr bin Abdawad, when I was getting ready to kill him, he spat on me. He spitted on him. You see? And immediately Imam said, I came out. He said, I will never fight for my pride or ego with anybody. This is what Imam is saying. He's saying, I do not fight with my ego. I knew at that time that this was between me and him. I came out. When I went back in, now I was ready to kill him in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, a powerful person in bravery. Nobody could touch him. Nobody could touch him. We know when the Holy Prophet goes to Maulana Kainat and he says, Ya Ali, I have a request. I have a task for you. And Imam alayhi salam said, what is that task? He said, there are enemies around me who are trying to kill me. I need to leave for Medina. So I would like you to sleep in my bed. To show that as if I am sleeping there. When Imam heard this, history says that immediately he goes into sajda. He goes into sajda and he says 3 times shukran lillah. And he gets up and he says to the Holy Prophet, I'm ready. Why? Because my soul is your soul. He tells the Prophet. My nafs is your nafs. I will sleep in your bed. But the Holy Prophet then tells him one other thing. He said, Ya Ali, next day, I have a lot of people, my enemies, who has given me trust they'd given the Holy Prophet, the enemies knew that if there was a sincere person on the land of Mecca, it was none other than the Holy Prophet. Even though they were his enemies. The Holy Prophet said that there are enemies of mine who have given me some trust to hold. I want you to distribute that back to them. Because he was leaving for Medina. And so this is what he does. Abu Sufyan had a son called Hamba. He comes and he thinks about it, and he goes to a person called Umair. He goes to Umair and he said, Umair, I want you to do one thing. I want you to go now to Ali. The Holy Prophet had already left. He said, I want you to go to Ali and tell him that my father has 100 coins, gold coins, that he had given to the Holy Prophet as a trust. We want that 100 back. And Umair says to Hanbal, he says, you want me to go to him and tell him? He said, yeah, he's only 23 years of age. What does he know? And of course, nobody had given any money to Imam Ali. But because Imam Ali was told by the Holy Prophet to disperse these funds, so he decided, now let me challenge Ali ibn Abi Talib. So he goes to Maulana Hussain and he says that, there are 100 gold coins that need to be given. It's for my father. And Imam Ali takes out the list and he starts to read the names. He said, but your name is not here. He said, I don't know why, but I know the money was given. So Imam Ali salam at that time says, okay, who were the witnesses? He said, oh, the witnesses was Abu Sufyan, my father, Abu Jahl, these type of people, Walid. He said, these are the people who were. He said, oh, okay. He said, stand here, let me go and ask them. At what time of the day did they give this amanah to the Holy Prophet? So he goes, Imam Ali goes to Abu Sufyan and he says, what time did you give? He said, you know what, I don't remember. I don't remember the time. So he goes to Abu Lahab. Abu Lahab said, oh yeah, I was there. It was given in the morning. Then he goes to Abu Jahl. Says, what time? Abu Jahl said, I think it was evening hours. It was evening hours when it was given. So now he goes to Walid. Walid said it was the time of Fajr. Maulai Kainat comes back to Hanbal and he says, you are lying. I have already found out from the very people who are claiming that there is nothing that they even know about the gold that you are talking about. This was a 23-year-old man who was telling them and showing them. This was Ali ibn Abi Talib. And to what extent that when the battle of Khaybar started, and this is a very important lesson for us, my brothers and sisters in Islam. We live in a Western hemisphere. You want to have characteristics? Then take something from Ali ibn Abi Talib.
Inshallah.
You can live in any environment, provided you have what Ali ibn Abi Talib had. At the battle of Khaybar, he goes, he lifts the door. We all know. He lifted the door. And when he brought the door down again, he went on a corner and he started to cry. He started to cry. People came to Ali ibn Abi Talib and he said, why are you crying? He said, I'm crying because you guys have tied the hands of the young Jews. That is not the way to treat a human being, he says. This is what Imam Ali alayhi salam is saying to them. He said, this is the way you treat? That you tie their hands so tight? Loosen them up, he said. That Ali, who could not see the hands of Jews being tied this way, what must have happened to him when he may have heard what is going to happen to his daughters by those same people who used to call themselves Muslims. But this was Imam Ali alayhi salam. He says, loosen them up right away. And then, along with some of his companions, they go home. They went home, and Bibi Fatima Zahra salamullah alayhi took a piece of bread, a loaf of bread, and he gave it to Imam Ali alayhi salam. Imam never used to have soft bread like we do. Because he used to say that as long as there are people out there who do not have the items like even bread, I cannot have the best of bread either. This was Ali. So Bibi gives him the loaf of bread. He's trying to break, he cannot break it. He kept on breaking, he cannot break it. Those companions says to Imam Ali, Ya Ali, what happened to you? You had lifted the door of Khaybar that required 40 people to lift, and you lifted with one hand. He said, listen, when I lifted that door, it was for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah gave me the power to lift that door. This bread that I'm trying to eat is a bread for Ali ibn Abi Talib.
Allahu Akbar.
He said, that bread is for me. That is why I'm having difficulty to break. This is what he used to show. That his relationship with the Creator, how powerful it was, that when it came to Ali ibn Abi Talib, he was the closest. And that is what transpires. Because as I say, everything happens in a home. If the home is in order, your children will remain in order. But if the home is destroyed, and if the home doesn't have where people pray in front of their children, the children will never pray. And then we will regret it, I'm telling you. Particularly, I am advising those young men who have children today, these young children, for God's sake, show them at home that to pray namaz is among the single most important act we should have. If I don't pray, I should not expect my children to pray. Because that's precisely what will happen. It has happened during the time of Ali ibn Abi Talib. It will happen even today. That was the household in which they had Quran. How many of us really open the Quran every day? How many? There is no other miracle on the face of this earth that is with us, that is Quran. The word, every word of it is Allah's word. And the best way to remind ourselves is not these iPhones. Because there used to be time when people used to say that, oh, Quran, pata nahi kidhar chala gaya, abhi Quran aapke saath hi reh jaye. Right? We have no excuse. Quran is with us at all times. But this doesn't tell us. Our mind, shaitan, overpowers us. And he's not telling us that there is Quran with you. Open it and read it. So the best thing to do is to take the Holy Quran and place it on your musalla. With your tablet. More. Tasbih. And when you finish the namaz, open the Quran and start to read at least one page. And try and understand what is on those pages. You will be absolutely amazed how this Quran then will attract you and pull you towards it. You understand? It is the best way to do that. It is not to put it on a shelf because it will not be read. But if my child sees me, that I am sitting there and opening up the Quran and I'm reading it, he will understand that this is an important part of my life. I also need to observe what my father is observing. And reciting that Quran, Imam Ja'far Sadiq alayhi salam has said, he said, read that Quran, even if it is one page, you will see how your life will change for the better. Don't expect a miracle tomorrow. But the moment you start that Quran, it is absolutely an amazing gift. that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is that Quran that even if you don't know how to read, even if you open and look at it, even in it there is so many sawab from Allah. Because you are looking at what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent you. That is the best gift. Nobody, no one else can claim that except a Muslim. That what he has in his hand today is exactly what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent. And this Quran that is compiled by Maulana Hussain Ali ibn Abi Talib, you look at that Quran and Quran will remind you of Ali ibn Abi Talib. Therefore it is important that we practice these type of things. We are living in a very unsecured world today. There is no security, my brothers and sisters in Islam. I don't care how much you will put those doors. The police will tell you, put this kind of doors, this door, this door. You'll do it. In Birmingham, 8 mosques, just 2 days ago, were damaged by a sledgehammer. People went around to hit those mosques, and they demolished many parts of the mosques. We are not safe. It does not matter. We will do everything. But this is what Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam is saying. He said, it is the responsibility of every Muslim to look after himself and his family. We don't talk about, because we hear things happening in a mosque, so we want the door to be the best. In the homes, I will put even better doors, even better security system, because I want to protect my family. But when it comes to the mosque, we will wonder, we'll have a meeting and this and that will happen. Baba. Necessity is a necessity. The times have changed and you are not secured. New Zealand proved to us that a country that is so far away, so much away from the rest of the world, lost more people in a mosque than at any other time in history. That is why it is an awakening for us as Muslims. That we awaken and we do whatever we can to protect us and our children. Remember, the most important assets that we have is our children. They are the single most important assets. If we do not guide them, but before we guide them, we have to be guided ourselves. Just like an aircraft. When an aircraft leaves, it tells you, make sure that first you put that air thing in yours first. Don't try to worry about the passengers. First apply to yourself. Then you try the security of those who are inside. Could be your family member. That is why we are told that Quran is an important part. Make it a point on this night of Ali ibn Abi Talib, saying, Ya Ali, you give me that opportunity and I will read Quran every day as much as I can. I will read. Even if it is, this in itself is a gift that Allah has given us, that we spend the time in the namaz to recite Surah Al-Hamd. Right? Otherwise, Allah knows better what we would have recited. Really. He gave us the basics and said, at least have your basics in order. And then look at this Quran, and it will amaze you as you read the Quran and just take the time to understand the meaning of it. There's a lot of tafsirs today. You look at the Quran and try and understand, it will amaze you what is in the Quran. And the beauty of Quran is that if you take that same page a year later, it will give you different answers that you never had in your mind. Quran will always give you different. This is the powerful book until the day of Qiyamah. This is one commitment, if anything we can give to Imam Ali alayhi salam, that you did all you did to protect us. He has given us the guidance now to protect ourselves by having the Quran. By Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم بحق محمد وأنت المحمود بحق علي وأنت الأعلى بحق فاطمة وأنت فاطر السماوات والأرض بحق الحسن وأنت المحسن بحق الحسين وأنت كريم الإحسان إلهي توبة قبل الموت وراحة عند الموت ومغفرة بعد الموت والنجاة من النار ودخولا في الجنة وعافية من كل بلاء الدنيا وعذاب الآخرة برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
اللهم صل على محمد وآله زياد.
إلهی به بیمار دشت بلا جو بیمار ہو جلد پاوے شفا. الہی برائے امام زمان ہمیں محشر سے دے تو امان. قیامت میں مشہور ہو با علی اٹھے قبر سے کہتے ہم یا علی. خوشامہ خوشادی نو دنیا ایمان کہ ہم جو علی حست مولا امام. السلام علیک یا رسول اللہ، السلام علیک یا امیر المؤمنین، السلام علیک یا فاطمة الزہراء سیدۃ النساء العالمین. السلام علیک یا حسن المجتبى، السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله الحسين، السلام عليك يا علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي. السلام عليك يا صاحب العصر والزمان، الأمان الأمان الأمان. السلام عليك يا خليفة الرحمن، السلام عليك يا شريك القرآن، السلام عليك يا كعبة الإيمان، السلام عليك يا إمام الإنس والجان. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك وجعلنا من أنصارك ورحمة الله وبركاته.
اللهم صل يا علي. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. عيد مبارك. Cake, yeah. I'm waiting for the cake.
How are you feeling?
Ali, I'm cutting it off.
Like cake. On Wednesday. But on
Zaman bhai, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna 'alan nabi. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu 'alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.